Hi, I'm Tai Fujimura, and I'm the CEO of Cantilever. We're a web design and development consultancy, and today I want to show you a recent project that we worked on for our clients, IEH. IEH manufactures something called Hyperboloid Connectors. And a connector is something that you're familiar with from your normal consumer electronics. It's anything that has a pin and a socket and allows signal to pass through. But what's special about a hyperboloid connector is that it is designed for high intensity situations, like in rocket ships or medical equipment, where there's a lot of magnetic force, there's a lot of G-force, and where signal is paramount. You don't want any signal loss in a fighter jet. So the hyperboloid connector allows signal to pass through even in those stressful situations and is significantly more reliable than your average connector in that kind of equipment. They offer a great deal of different layouts for how the pins and sockets are constructed. However, they don't allow the end user to specify exactly the layout that they want. They just offer a wide range, and then the end user selects from that range. Until now. The new product by IEH is called the HBH Series, and the HBH Series actually allows an engineer to decide specifically what connectors and in what layout they would like those connectors to be. So I'll show you our overview over here. And so they wanted us to build a section of their website to announce and explain the HBH connectors, and we have a normal standard page here to show pictures and describe it. And you can see here the customized layout. This would be a set of modules that the engineer would decide on. But what we really wanted to do is, instead of just creating a static page where you see the details of the product like you do here, we wanted to also allow the user to build an HBH connector themselves, because that's the main thing about this product, is making it totally customizable. So we wanted the user, the engineer, to be able to do that in real time. So we created this configurator for them. And what the configurator lets you do is, first of all, you start with a default module here, and you can actually swap different parts of it and see them change in real time. And you can also remove parts, and they drop right out of the connector. And you can add new parts. And these parts are all different. They all have different lengths and different looks. So they're useful for different aspects of a connector. There are certain restrictions on how long the connector can be. So there's math in the system that prevents the user from configuring a module set that is too long or too short. You can also click and drag to look at the model in real time. So you can get a sense of its scale. You can zoom out and zoom in to see different details of it. You can modify all the various options that IEH gives you for how your connector is put together. You can change from a plug side to a socket side, for instance. You can modify the way that the end modules look on the sides. You can change the termination style to see different tails that would connect to a board. And this is all mobile friendly as well, so visitors on a mobile device can have a similar experience customizing the product. But an engineer can come in here knowing their specific requirements for what they want to build and can construct the exact connector that they're looking for. So it's a really powerful tool for engineers. Finally, when you're finished, you can actually download a model of this very configuration for use in your 3D software. And it comes down as a step file that you could plug this into your CAD software like AutoCAD. And that's done with this download form here. And what's great is that anytime someone does download that model, IEH is able to reach out to them and make sure that they have what they need and all of that. So this is a really cool tool, and we're really proud to design it, but we needed a partner to work with to help us create this visualizer and create the step file generator, because those are outside of our normal skill set. So we worked with a company called MyGenius in Australia to do the rendering. And the rendering technology is built in 3.js, and MyGenius just did a fantastic job of putting together all of our requirements and making sure that the final product looked and worked even better than we had expected. They were absolutely fantastic. We put together a really good spec for what we needed, and they worked with us to narrow down the technical limitations and how we could work around them. We worked really tightly with their team throughout the whole process. And they created this software that we've installed into the page that we created to allow this visualization to take place and allow the step file download. So we worked a lot on setting that up in a way that it was reliable and fast. And as you can see, the end result is really neat and really helps IEH stand out and gives engineers a great tool to use in their day-to-day We were really thrilled and honored to be working with such a great team. So this is common for us. We do a great deal of things at Cantilever, but if the client needs something that we don't do in-house, we're happy always to partner with external vendors and coordinate that work so that it's as seamless as possible for the client. We were really proud of the outcome here. Encourage you to check it out. We'll have the link in the notes. And if you have any questions or comments on the feature, please let us know. Thank you very much for watching. Again, I'm Tai Fujimura from Cantilever. If you would like a product like this, something to really help your brand or your technology stand out online, please reach out. You can find us at cantilever.co and all the social links below. Thank you so much. Bye.